Are you listening? Damn.
Hey guys, I'm Courtney,
And I'm Josh.
Yeah.
and welcome to the Infinite Balance Podcast.
We'll navigate parenting, relationships, health, fitness, and so much more.
So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and let's hang out.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hello.
We've been talking a lot about maintaining progress, where to start, where to get traction so you can stop feeling like you're just spinning your tires out, feeling stagnant, stuff like that. And so this week's episode is going to be kind of last stages of that. It's going to be maintaining your momentum and achieving your goals beyond your initial goal set. Everyone gets overwhelmed when they're going through this process.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're running a business for 10 years, 5 years, just starting it. Everybody gets overwhelmed by this process. And it's important to take some steps to really not let that, bog you down.
Yeah.
You got to kind of take a step back and realize when you need help, when you need extra things, or try to look up extra systems to put into place to help you out. I know we had a family emergency this week, which kind of threw off both of our plans for, a couple of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And we still persevered. We still maintained what we needed to do. We still are getting things done. And looking into the weekend, we're approaching it from a sense of preparedness rather than, oh my God, I have to put everything on hold for the time being and, stuff like that. So it's very important. You got to take a couple of steps. You got to kind of plan things out. Whether I know Courtney works really well with like a calendar planner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do so well with that, but I do like give myself deadlines a lot of the time. I give myself things like, by the end of the week, I will be, here, and or Thursday I'll do this, Friday I'll do this. This is my daily routine, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of figure it out. I should get better at calendars, though. They're very useful.
Yeah, I think it's all about finding the right calendar system that works for you too.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm someone who I can cycle through planners because I'm the type of person that when I get comfortable with something, it stops working for me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to like constantly change it up. So like 3-month planners are really ideal for me, but I never buy them because I'm like, no, this is going to work and I'm going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I try to, but it's about stepping out of my comfort zone. Like I don't let myself get too comfortable because then I'll just be stagnant.
Yep.
And that's a big part of this process too, is not letting yourself become stagnant.
Yeah. And it'll happen at times. But like I said, there's, don't stop just because of that. Even if you do become stagnant at sometimes, it's okay to like kind of just ride that out and go with it. If there's nothing you can do about it in that moment and you feel like it's making you want to stop, making you want to give up, again, going back to just taking a step back. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time away from your project to recalibrate what you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you take a shower the next day and then you realize, oh my God, I didn't even think of this,
Mm-hmm.
or outsource your ideas, talk to friends, talk to family, talk to us,
Yeah, I know. It's great. We are able to talk to each other. And I think I mentioned it last week. Like I rely on Kristen for a lot of things and she relies on me. Like before we post something, we'll be like, hey, I'm unsure. Can you just take a look? Or like, hey, I've got this idea to do this. What do you think? And it's good having someone that you can just kind of like roll ideas off of.
Yeah, it's good being able to bounce that stuff off of each other.
That's the word I was thinking. Bounce, not roll.
And another thing that you can do to not allow yourself to get overwhelmed is don't forget the little things that work. Don't forget the little things like taking some time out to get a workout in, taking some time out for a walk or listening to music. And I know I've said it a lot over the last couple of episodes, but those tiny little things are so important to help you really get your focus back and kind of just give you a break,
Yeah.
And even if it's a break where you're still thinking about, oh man, I wish I can, meet my following or do this or do that or book more clients or whatever you want to do, get my workout goals in or whatever your goals are. Those are really the important things. And while you're kind of just taking care of the small thing up front, your mind's still running in the background a little bit, and it'll, something will come up. Something will pop up, and because you're in a more relaxed stage than you were just solely focusing on something with tunnel vision. Now your view is going to be a little bit wider, and something will come into view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't let yourself overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink. Don't let yourself feel stuck. I recently heard something that it was this mindset coach, and he said burnout is a choice. Mm-hmm. And so when you get into that mindset of like, oh my gosh, like I want to get more followers, I want to get more clients, why isn't it happening? And you just feel stuck, that's a choice. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, okay, I'm not getting that many followers, I don't have that many new clients, what can I do? Yeah. You're deciding to live in the past, or you have to start mentally living in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, and not like obsessing over it, but, it goes back to planning, like having an idea of what you want to do, writing down some ideas. I forgot what it was called. It's a business tactic for people starting out on projects. And what?
Mind dumping?
Yes.
Brain dumps?
Well, like
brain dumps.
Mind graph or whatever it's called, where you write your sole goal down on a piece of paper, and then you come up with like branches off of that. And you write down words related to that goal. And what you're going to see is that through doing that and letting things out of your head, you're going to see your goals come into fruition, and you'll start seeing a pattern of, oh, this is a great idea. Maybe I should work on this instead of doing it this way, and I can come back to this or whatever. It's a pretty useful tool.
Yeah, you start seeing different connections that you maybe didn't think of.
Yeah. I think there's still a different name for it, but mind dump works.
No, brain dumping is something different. Brain dumping is when you like take all your thoughts and you just write them down.
Yeah, I think that it's like mind graphing or something.
Sounds like it's a graph or some sort of thing.
So, and once you get past all that, and you find yourself maintaining for a while, and you kind of start thinking, well, is this it? Like, if that's your goal and you've achieved it, where do you go from there? Mm-hmm. I think it's important to not let yourself be stagnant for too long. I'm having such a problem with that word today. Not letting yourself be stagnant for too long. Mm-hmm. I think it's always good to have a goal to strive for, whether it's, getting more employees, getting more people, doing whatever, eating better, whatever you're going to do, helping your kids with their projects or something. I think it's always important to have a next goal. Yeah. Because if you fall back and just let everything maintain forever, you're going to get bored and you're going to fall back into your old habits.
And it's funny because there's always an action step. This group I'm in right now, that was a challenge we had yesterday, was to take an action step. And it was funny how many people came in after they took an action step and said, I thought, well, what else could I do? I already opened my course. I already launched my store, my website, whatever it is. I just did that last week. Like, what action step could I take? And then they thought of the next scary thing, because those are pretty scary things, launching a course, open a website. And so they were starting to get stagnant. Mm-hmm. They were like, all right, well, I did the scary thing. Now I'm comfortable. Yeah. And you have to kind of keep yourself guessing. Yep. You have to keep reaching for that uncomfortable. Live in the comfortable for a little bit. Like, enjoy that comfortable. Be proud of yourself. Like, be confident in it. And you can
approach like scary situations and still have the level of comfort. We're not saying like jump off of cliffs every other day or whatever.
No, but like, and just as an example, like you and I have taken a lot of steps the last 2 weeks in our businesses. Mm-hmm. And so I was kind of like, all right, well, now what? Like, I'm doing the things. I did the scary stuff. I'm comfortable. I feel good about it. And then it was, well, you have to do the action step. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And I remembered I was creating this course, nutrition course, that is scary for me. And I was like, no, I'm not going to think about it. Like, that's my action step. I'm doing that uncomfortable, scary thing. And I'm going to put it out to the universe that I'm opening registration for it next week. And that was my action step. And so I was living in that comfortable, in a good comfortable though. It wasn't like the, oh, I've been comfortable for months. It was like, oh, this is still exciting. But then challenged myself, well, what can I do next? What can I do to elevate what I've already done? And that's a good way to keep that momentum and to keep from being stagnant is find that next step. Keep that momentum. You did something, you plateau a little bit, and then you do the next ring of the ladder. You stay there a little bit, then the next ring on the ladder. If you think of it like a ladder, you got to take steps.
And sometimes that plateau comes from, like I said earlier in the episode, stuff that you can't exactly control. Sometimes it's just a matter of like, okay, we have all our programs set up. We have a new buying format. We have new web pages. We started this
Much more
Groupon
structured.
campaign and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that we restructured. And now it's just a little dance of time. Like, we can get as many people following us as we want, but it's just a matter of time. People to think about, buying one of our programs, or people to think about, should I text them? Should I call them? Should I get in touch somehow? Stuff like that. By the way, please do. Please do.
If you have any thoughts about it, reach out.
It's worth at least a free consultation from either one of us.
Yeah.
And, so that's stuff that's kind of out of our control, and people might want to fully buy into your program or your goal or whatever. And, they just, I get paid next week, I'll be able to do it next week. Like that type of stuff. That's stuff that's out of our control that we need to kind of be patient with and take
We're
time.
also understanding of that stuff.
Yeah.
We're in that position. We get it.
That's just an example of like what comes up with your goals that, you are not in control of. In that term, in that sense, it's how you respond to those situations. Do I just stay stagnant or do I keep going? You keep going. Don't just stop because you don't think it's going nowhere. Don't just stop because you're not getting any responses or whatever. Keep going.
Keep persevering.
Perseverating.
Persevering. Words are hard today, guys.
Yeah, we've had quite the crazy week. We had, like I said, a medical situation with my mother-in-law. It's Courtney's mom. None of my other wives. Don't worry. Just kidding.
He's lucky I'm tired.
It's going into the next couple of days, it looks like, and we've had to readjust our schedules. Today is also our daughter's very first birthday.
Oh my goodness!
We're super excited to see her tear into her what's it called, smash cake.
Yeah, it's like a smash cake, but it's really pretty it's not very pretty, but it's a fancy smash cake.
Strawberry shortcake.
There'll be a picture of it on our Instagram. If you're listening to this after her birthday, go back and look.
Yep.
It's really cute.
Yep. We're going to have pictures of her smashed up all over the place.
Gosh.
That cake is not going to be able to survive.
I think she's going to be like addicted to sweets after this.
Yeah. We'll see.
We had a rule that she couldn't eat sweets or like treats, like dessert stuff until her first birthday. For the pure fact that
we've had it with all the kids.
But for the pure fact of, like, you just don't want to not you, but you might, but you don't have to. We don't want to introduce the sugary sweet stuff to our kids until they have gotten used to the other stuff, because you just don't want to introduce that stuff early. And
we've also stopped ourselves from like no French fries, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, like really, not like fast food is a no, like stuff like that.
Yeah, we just want to introduce all the like good, healthy foods before we introduce the not great foods, because we want our kids to have that, like, if you say, what do you want to eat? We want them to be like, oh, a carrot, instead of like, oh, a donut.
I'm actually surprised at how many times the kids do want carrots or celery. They've been obsessed over celery. And
Philip took a zucchini out of our fridge today and was like, I'm going to eat this. I ate it. I was like, please don't take a bite out of that zucchini.
He would do it.
He's like, no,
Kid
I
loves
ate this.
vegetable. He used to push away the rest of his food for fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, we used to actually have to, like, when he was a baby, we had to give him the meat first from a meal. And we had to give him the vegetables last because if he got them at the same time, he wouldn't eat anything else.
And it's any meat. We tried all different things. And he
Fish,
just
chicken, beef, whatever, you name it. He was like, no. He likes it now, but.
So, yeah, so we got a lot of stuff going on. But, you know, we took care of what we have to take care of. We're still working on our stuff, and we're still kind of just, you know, going after our goals and, you know, making sure that we put everything that we can to them and that we see, you know, the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I know for myself, I'm definitely at a slower pace right now. But you have a lot of a lot of stuff going on, but it would be very easy for me to just push it aside. But I also just keep telling myself like, nope, that's what you've done in the past. And then after a week and things calm down, you are like, all right, cool, got to rebuild again. So, if you don't see me, that's why, but I'm still there.
And not to switch gears back to what we were talking about, but that also raises a good point where if you do allow that stuff to get in the way, it's twice as hard to get back into it. Mm-hmm. Think of it as like going back to school or work after like a really long vacation.
After all summer being off.
Yeah, like it's so incredibly hard to get back into it and go back into the routine if you let yourself stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we both like subconsciously knew that, and we're like, okay, so instead of like, okay, nothing's getting done this week, it was more of, okay, this is when I can get stuff done. This is when I can do this.
Yeah,
you know?
and just kind of keeping a constant flow.
Yeah.
It might not, like I said, I've definitely been quieter on my social media, but I'm still making sure that my presence is known because I've made that mistake before where when things happen, I am absent. I'm completely not there. And then, like I said, when things calm down, it's like, okay, how do I get back into this? How do I get back into that flow? I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Do I address it? Like it becomes like a lot. And so just trying to keep a constant flow. You know, today I already posted on my feed. Yesterday I was all about my stories. Today I'm going to do a little bit of both. There's a training that I want to get done before tonight. Haven't done it yet. Usually I do it first thing in the morning. I want to do it. I'm going to do it in a little bit so that I did it because I know if I don't do it today, then it'll trickle into tomorrow. It's just trying to keep that flow going. Yeah. So if you do have things come up, it's okay to pull back a little bit if you need to, but find a way to keep that plateau and just somewhat of a constant, you know, even if it's one story and one post a day, keep yourself there and keep yourself maintained at some level so that when things do calm down, you can ease back into it instead of full force. Like I've been gone for 2 weeks. I've got to like post up and blow everyone's feet up. You just get that incline then.
And if you need help with this stuff, guys, I know we say it in every episode. We've said it already in this episode. Get in touch with us.
Yeah, we'll give you guys tips and stuff.
Between life coaching and health coaching, fitness coaching, and everything that we can take on, we can help you guys. We can give you ideas. We can give you more than what we have time to give you on the show.
We can be more specific as to what, like, if you're struggling with something more specific, we can dive into that with you.
Yeah, we can help you come up with stuff that works for you. You know, and this is coming from two people who, within the course of 7 years, had 3 kids, had
I don't know how many moves.
Both in-laws go through a kidney transplant. We had a global pandemic. We've had your father-in-law in and out of the hospital.
His father-in-law.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my father-in-law go in and out of the hospital at least 20 times in the last year. And, you know,
in the last year and a half. It's been a lot.
And now stuff with your mom and like, you know, there's so many things going on. We know, trust me, we know. We're not going to beat you over the head with stuff. We're going to help you come up with something that works for you. Then it's possible. Don't ever give up hope that it's not. It's possible.
There's always a way. Something that I have been very mantra. This has kind of been my mantra the past couple of days as things have been going on is that And if you're not religious, whatever it is, the higher being, for me, it's God, never throws things at you that you can't handle. And so if you have things that are coming up while you're trying to launch your business or while you're trying to accomplish something and you feel like those are roadblocks, they are. There are roadblocks that God is, or the higher being is throwing at you to show you how strong you are and how much you can overcome. And so it might feel like, oh my God, I just can't catch a break. And trust me, right now, I feel like for us, it feels like we never catch a break. The amount of people who have said that to us lately is, I can't even count. But if it feels like you can't catch a break, it's because God knows you can handle it and trusts that you can overcome it.
Or whoever you believe
Or
in.
whoever you believe in. I'm God, so it's hard for me to stop
Fate,
saying God.
life, the karma, whatever. Whatever you believe in, that's, that's what's going down.
Yeah, so don't let those roadblocks and those moments slow you down, because they're there for a reason. They're there to show you how much you can handle and how strong you are.
Yep. And how you can get in touch with us. I just went through a whole rebrand. You can now look up my webpage. It's balancingvitality.com.
So in the show notes.
Yep. It'll all be in the show notes. It's also, my Instagram name, my Twitter, everything was changed up. That'll be in the show notes.
I'm teaminfinitebalance.com. My Instagram is _infinite.strength. No, not infinite balance. That's our podcast. Oh my God, guys. I'm teaminfinitestrength.com. And my Instagram is _infinite.strength. And this is all in the show notes because I probably just confused all of you. So
yeah, check
sorry.
the show notes.
Just
it'll be fine.
Notes.
It'll be great. I'll put everybody's links to everything, and also how you can get in touch with us with the show. Ask us questions to ask each other for the lightning rounds. And, if you want to be featured or whatever, just hit us up.
Yeah, you got something to say? You don't have something to say? You just want to be able to say you're on a podcast? We'll help you out.
We got a cool little Patreon program where they get full access if you decide to, whatever tier it is, you get full access, behind the scenes kind of stuff. If we decide to do like impromptu recordings every once in a while just to screw around with new equipment or whatever. And you get some pretty funny stuff out of that. So, if you guys are into that, we'll also have the link in there too. But right now, speaking of the lightning rounds. I'm going first. So
no, you asked first last time.
Did
I think. I don't know.
I don't know. Ladies first, then.
Did you ask first?
I don't know.
I
doesn't
think you
matter.
asked first last time.
We should write this in our calendar books and schedule it.
Yeah.
So that we don't maintain running into this problem every time.
What has been your favorite memory in the past year with Mila?
The nights that I got to get up with her.
Yeah.
So we have a special situation. We live with the in-laws to kind of help them out with a lot of stuff with surgeries and health and whatnot.
We help each other out, yeah.
Yeah, and so the room that we had there that we have Mila set up in now was like an office / guest room.
Yeah, we have a split level, if that helps visually.
Yeah, so that room is away from our bedroom, and we had her kind of in there separately, because so that the other person could sleep or whatever.
And we had her in like our computer room, so it's between our room and the main floor.
Oh yeah, that's just a whole level of confusion, though.
Is that what you were talking
No,
about, though?
when we go upstairs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about when
went
she
up
was
into the guest room.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when she was in there. My bad.
So, I'd bring like my Switch up with me because I knew if she was up at some points, like she was going to be up for an hour or two or whatever. And I just remember having the ability and the luck of like, looking down at her beautiful face and just falling in love every single time I got to wake up and feed her, change her diaper, or whatever. Like, it just felt so good, and it's experience I didn't have with the boys because I was working full time and overtime with the boys, or we had
overnights.
or we had flip flopping schedules or whatever. And now that we've taken on the lifestyle that we have now, I was able to spend that time and really, get the chance to appreciate it. It didn't matter how tired I was. I was all in. I liked it.
It's a good memory.
What's yours?
I love waking up.
For the record, I was thinking of it beforehand.
That's why he wanted to go first.
So don't step.
I have two favorite memories. And it's not like one's higher, they're tied. I absolutely love waking her up in the morning because she just stands at her crib and smiles. And before she could stand, she would like lay there and like, she's just so happy when you wake her up. And it makes it just, anything that's going on, it just like, oh, you can't help but be happy with that smile. Oh, I just love it. And I didn't appreciate it while it was happening, but I really love breastfeeding her. Having been able to do that with her, she did it longer than our boys did.
Yeah, it was a struggle for both of the boys for different reasons.
Yeah, but she just, literally an hour after she was born, she's like, no, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat. And it was just such, like I said, breastfeeding is a struggle. It is not always rainbows and butterflies, but looking back, I'm so proud and happy to have those moments with her. And I'm so happy that I did that bonding with her.
Yeah. You had mastitis
like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But I had it twice really bad.
But she struggled through it. She went through it.
Those were the moments. If you've ever had mastitis, you get it. If you haven't, or you are a man who won't ever have it, it is really uncomfortable. You feel like you have the flu, but you don't. And you are in constant pain and agony, and it really makes you want to quit. And in those moments, I was like, all right, as soon as this is out, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And then it's gone, and you're like, well, okay.
Maybe one more. And here you are an entire year later.
Yeah. Still
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pump now. And my goal was 3 months. That was always like, all right, if I can get to 3 months.
Philip.
Oh, Philip. Yeah, but with Mila, my goal was 3 months.
Yeah, no, I know. But Michael didn't latch. He was the one.
Michael didn't latch. Philip, Michael wanted nothing to do with it. Philip was interested, but we didn't know at the time he had latching issues. So he pumped back and forth for about 6 months. And Mila, I was like, if I could just exclusively breastfeed and pump for 3 months, I'll be happy, because that's more than the boys. Yes, Philip went to 6 months, but it wasn't just breast milk.
What I think is adorable?
What?
You're tearing up a little bit.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice. I didn't even notice. But with Mila, like I said, 3 months was the goal. That was like, okay, if I can get 3 months no formula, great. And then 3 months came, and then 5 months came, then 7 months came. Now I'm here 12 months later, and it's coming to an end, but I'm like, cool, I did it a year. I never thought I could do that.
That's something that Courtney can also help you with.
Yes.
Especially being one who had such a stressful ride going through it all 3 times in some ways.
Yeah. And I will say, shout out to our friend Mary, who she's a
What's
nurse.
Up, Mary?
She's a nurse, and she was integral in this for me. I mean, I would be texting her questions and pictures nobody wants to be getting on their phone. I was sending her things all the time, and she was such a help, and I really don't think I would have even been where I am right now.
You said she's a nurse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be I never would have made it past 3 months. I wouldn't have made it to 3 months if it wasn't for her. So
Yeah.
thanks, Mary.
Well, I'm very proud of you either
Thank
way.
you.
Whether or not it did happen or didn't happen or whatever, you went through it. You know, you went through all the notions having to do with it and all the, you know, the feels and whatever.
Mhm.
You know,
For
you
those who-
persevered.
Thank you. For those who can see. I don't know if you can see it.
It's got to be way closer.
She's just hanging out right now. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this. All right, there's a leg.
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
Okay.
So,
All right, me. What's your next big action scary step?
I already took it.
So what's the next one?
Well, I got to give this one. I literally just started taking this step last night. So I started producing my own vlog series. It's posted up on YouTube. I've had a blog on my website for the longest time. So right now I'm reviewing. There you go. Right now I'm reviewing my older blogs that I did because I still think they're 100%. When I write like from the soul. So my fingers just fly. And I look back on it, you know, sometimes 10 years later, and I'm like, yep, still agree. Still 100% that was it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not one that goes back and changes and edits and does all that stuff. But yeah, so I'm excited for it. I got the podcast channel going. It's called the Balancing Vitality Podcast. Available on all major platforms within the month. And, you know, I have a YouTube channel as well. Everything's going to be in the show notes again. But I guess my next step is going to be just continuing it, just writing more, doing the videos, doing the recording, stuff like that. You know, I'm digging it. Also, I've been throwing around the idea, still not 100% sure if I want to pursue it, but I've been throwing around the idea of doing streaming sessions, doing live streams with, you know, the stuff that I would talk about.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm entirely prepared for, you know, the streaming aspect of it yet. Like, I can do video calls, I can do group videos and meetings and stuff like that, and group sessions and, you know, one-on-one sessions or whatever. But live stream could potentially, if it picked up, could be hundreds of people.
It's an idea that you are looking forward to.
Yeah, eventually aspire to.
Yeah.
I might throw some video game play in there because I play once in a while, but mostly it would probably be me talking, you know, or me talking and, you know, getting in touch with they're talking to the people or whatever.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at that.
Let's go for a purely negative question. This is my second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you think was the most stressful moment of, I was going to say the year, but since Michael was born, like from there on?
Most stressful.
Going deep.
Yeah, I mean, it's also 5.5 years I'm trying to think of. There's been a lot. I think probably the most stressful is any of the medical stuff that's happened with my parents. I think that over anything else, the unknowns in there, while trying to be a mom at the same time,
Balance life.
Yeah, trying to be a concerned daughter while being a positive mother and still just going through the motions of life, you know, going to work, having like when you have stuff going on in your own life, not everyone you talk to in that day is not going to have stuff going on. And so, you know, you could feel like, I just want to shut the world out. Like this is not where I want to be. I don't want to be focusing on this. I want to be with the people who need me. And like that person doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does become it's a balancing act, trying to keep yourself sane and also not letting yourself live in that like depression of being down because of what's going on. It's a very hard balance. And so, I mean, for all the stressful things that we've had, I feel like those have been the most stressful. I think it's very hard for anybody to be a son or a daughter to an ill parent while being a parent yourself. I think that's probably
Of 3 children from
yeah.
Anybody in general. But.
Yeah, I think if you have one child or if you like, I feel like it's mostly when you have younger kids, but I feel like it is very stressful to be a parent that protects their children a little bit, for lack of a better term, that protects their children from those negative things and from medical things that they, one, can't comprehend and two, don't need to know, but while still also having your own feelings as a daughter or a son, and as a human being.
Right.
I think that's really been probably the most stressful stuff.
Sounds about right.
So thanks for going there. Let's bring it back up.
You bring it down.
No, I don't like being down.
Let's go down this rabbit hole.
No, I don't want to. No. How excited are you that come September, Philip will be in school 5 days a week?
Very excited. I'm extremely excited. And everybody gets me wrong for this. Everybody's like, oh, it's just because you get time away from Philly, because he's a very demanding child.
He is unique.
Most stubborn, most whatever. We've talked about him a lot before. He also has a lot of challenges that we work a lot through with his speech and, his eating and stuff like that. He has a lot of challenges that we have to go through.
He's a fun child.
Yeah, and it's not like a negative thing.
No.
It's literally only because he needs that interaction. He's at a level, I don't know what that was, interaction. But
Words are hard.
He's at that level where like that's what's going to bring him so much happiness, to be around other kids more, and especially during the year of the pandemic, it's going to be so positive for him to be around other kids and enjoy and socialize and just interact. It's going to be great to see. I'm going to have so much more open time on my schedule, and it's just going to be good for everybody, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think he's going to do really well with it.
I think that's most of his stubbornness now, is he's just so bored. But yeah, so it'll be good.
Looking forward to. I think he's going to thrive. He loves school.
Yeah.
Loves school.
Yeah, and we had to take him out of a school before because he had gotten bitten by another kid.
We weren't notified. It was a big thing.
Yeah,
there was other things.
We
but
weren't told. The whole trust situation, it happened twice with our kids.
Yeah.
So whatever. But, we took him out, and he was away from a lot of other school-age kids in his situation or his age, so we had to do what we had to do to protect him.
Yeah.
Especially when he can't talk, or when he couldn't talk at the time.
Now he doesn't stop.
That was heartbreaking. But,
yeah, that was hard. But,
yeah. But
now he's in a school that we love. He loves
it.
He's doing so well. He's learning so much.
Yep. I'm so happy, and that's why I'll be happy for him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's nice getting a break from our wild child, but he needs it more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he got the playground and the tire swing. He always comes home and says,
playground.
And says, it's okay, I played on the playground.
Yeah, no matter how was school, go, I play on playground.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Your day was made then.
That was it. But
third question.
What do you think is going to be Mila's favorite part about today?
Cake.
hands down.
Yeah.
no,
I think
no toys, no seeing aunts, uncles.
No, I think it's going to be maybe not even the cake. I made the cake from scratch. It's pretty good, if I do say so. And I'm not someone to toot my own horn, but
It is
toot
good.
toot. But it's like a whipped frosting.
Whipped.
And so I think it's a cream cheese whipped frosting, actually.
Cream cheese whipped.
And I think she's just going to
Dismantle it.
like. I think she's going to be the happiest little girl.
I kind of want to put her in like a little play pool with it rather than her high chair because I feel like she'd literally just swim in it.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
but it's a good cake too because it's not like
It's a
we've
strawberry
made other
shortcake.
cakes for the boys and not really knew what to do. But when you asked what type of cake, I was like strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
Something about that just clicked, and I was like, she's gonna love it.
Yeah. And I think she's going to dismantle it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be fun.
I'm excited.
DD.
What is
What? Now I'm on the whipped.
what is your favorite color and why? I mean, I know it, but our audience doesn't know.
My favorite color is silver
Why? I actually don't know if I know the why.
because it's the most like all inclusive. It's the one thing that can literally go with anything else. And it's I forgot what I read one time, but it was something about the spectrum of the color silver that like I was just interested in it because I was like, there's not one particular like it doesn't have a particular look. It depends on what lights around and where's, reminds me a lot of my personality.
I like
Depends
that.
on the environment it's in and all that stuff.
It's a pretty deep meaning for liking a color.
So deep.
I mean, I just like the color green because I think it's pretty and it speaks to me, but
So my eyes speak to you. My eyes aren't full green; they're green and brown. But
so they only half speak to me.
and apparently red if I get mad. Somebody
know.
had told me that.
That's interesting.
I've been told once that my eyes went to a shade of blue at one point for I don't know why. I'm like a frickin' mood ring.
If you want to know what your mood is, just hug him and his eyes will tell you. So if you have random people hugging you now,
Yeah,
we
if
know
I get
why.
mauled because of this, it's your fault.
Social distance, people.
Oh yeah. Hug from a distance.
Virtual hugs.
Well, it's been a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to wrap up this whole kind of mini series that we came up with on the fly.
And there's the reason we didn't cover like the end product is because you're ever growing. There's always going to be something beyond that end product. So
Yeah, and that's why we kind of put in there like, what's next, rather than you've made it, here you go.
yay.
What's next?
Keep growing, guys.
Keep on growing.
Keep on growing.
And until next week, we will talk to you guys later. We're gonna go enjoy some smash cake at some point.
Yeah. Enjoy your week.
Bye.
Bye.